Welcome to the Segmate knowledge base, and in this video I'm going to teach you and show you how to use the new Facebook's one-time notification request, or known as OTNR, and I'm also going to show you what OTN is, which means one-time notification. I'm going to also show you how to use it and also how you can use it for promotions beyond the 24-hour promotions window. This has been a pretty exciting one for us to bring out to you. And finally, we get to bring it to you. It's been a few months in development, but we finally get to bring it out to everybody. And I think everybody's going to be pretty excited about this as much as we are. So there's two parts when building your OTNRs. Okay, there's really two parts to this. The first part is you need to get permission from your contacts. So the first bot that gets sent to them needs to use the OTNR element and topic tag for that permission. Now what happens in the back end is Facebook gives us permission. Basically, they give us a token that gives us permission to actually send a message beyond that 24-hour period, and you can use this for many reasons. Now the second part is for when you deliver the bot they gave a request for. So as soon as they gave you permission for that one thing, and it's why it's called one-time notification, is that they're going to give you a permission to send a message based off that topic that Facebook's going to issue you a token for. But you don't really see the token side. That's handled in the back end of Segmate with Facebook. On your end, you're going to see what says tag, and it's a topic tag because it's a little bit different than a normal tag. It's based off the topic of what it is that you're going to follow up with them on beyond that 24 hours. Now, here's some use cases that you could think of. There's going to be obviously many more, but just on the top of mind, here's some of them. So let's just say when a subscriber requests for an item that is out of stock. So if you have a product that is out of stock, you could actually set up a bot that would be collecting data or be collecting user information who was interested in that particular product. So that way, as soon as that product came on stock, you would be able to now blast out a notification, a promotional message about that product now being back in stock. Also, when a subscriber wants to update about an upcoming event, let's say tickets go back on sale or a future event that's going to happen, you can actually create a one-time notification tag just for that event, and then people will be notified in the future when you blast that out. Now remember, it's one-time use again, so you can only use it once. And I'll get into that a little bit more here soon. Now when a subscriber indicates that they are interested in a future sale, promotion, or sweepstakes, maybe you're an e-com store, maybe you're a local business, and that business has promotions every single month. Well, maybe some of your subscribers and some of your biggest fans, some of your best buyers, aren't going to be bothered by this. Those are the ones that this is built for. So you're going to be able to give them the opportunity to request notification using the one-time notification tag, okay? One-time notification request tag. Now, also to extend the evergreen sequence that has longer than a 24-hour delay between each message, as long as your subscriber keeps agreeing to the next part of the sequence, you literally can keep sending. But you got to make sure that you create a new sequence for each time, and you want to make sure that you're getting permission each time built out in your bot. Also, future promotions that you want to make sure your list knows about. So really just think about promotional use cases. There's a lot of different ones that I'm probably not thinking of or saying right now, but just think of your business and think about how could I send messages out beyond the 24 hours after first or last interaction. Now let's dig into exactly how this works and how you can use it inside of Segmate so that way you can be successful while you're using this. So let's first get you approved to use the OTNR tokens, the one-time notification request tokens. So the first thing that you're going to do is you're going to go to your fan page and you're going to go to settings, which is on the top right-hand corner. And then you're going to see on the left-hand side something that says Advanced Messaging. Now, under Advanced Messaging, you're going to scroll all the way down to where it says Request Features. And right here where it says Request, just click on it, and a little pop-up's going to come up here. You can read about this. This is still a beta feature with Facebook. What that means is that Facebook technically could get rid of this at some point. We don't know, but currently they're allowing us to use this. So it's kind of a test period to see how well it works. And you can actually learn more about that in some of these links if you want to. But if not, just click on the confirm, and right away you should get approved, and you should see a little green checkbox. Now inside of Segmate, it's not going to work inside of Segmate if this is not approved. Okay. Now let's talk about creating your bot message for requesting the one-time notification request. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to go into Segmate, and you're going to go to create a bot. Now you may want to create a group for one-time notification requests. You may want to have a group for one-time notification sent, because those are the two different steps that you're going to need to know about. But you may want to create a separate group for that. You can add multiple groups for your searching, just to let you know. But let's go ahead and get the first one set up. So, oh, and also I'll mention, this is something you can add at the tail end of any of your bots that you currently have built. Okay. But just for this purposes, I'm going to show you a different way. Okay, so maybe I'm pushing an ad for an event that I have coming up, or a physical product that I'm selling, or something like that, and I want to make sure that I'm giving them the opportunity to subscribe for a one-time notification in the future. So I might just say one-time notification request example, and I don't think I have any built in here for groups, so I'll have to do that later. I'm going to hit save and just give it a second to load up here. Okay, perfect. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab this node here, and obviously you can see on the left-hand side, this is where you edit. This is just for visual purposes of your logical tree that you build out. And then this here is going to be if there's any errors or anything that's validating that needs to be fixed. Okay, and it tells you right there, text cannot be empty. So here on this first message, hey, I'm going to use personalizations. Hey, just wanted to follow up with you about our up and coming event. Would you like to attend? Would you like to attend? It's going to be on the 15th of August, or whatever the month may be. If so, please be sure to click the notify me button below. ... And I also will add a little emoji here with a little pointing down finger. And then at this point, you're going to want to use the brand new element called the one-time notification request element. Okay, I'm going to click on that element, and there it is. Okay, now I've got the element up on here, and they do give you a little bit of characterized. You can use 56 characters versus like 400. So you got to make sure it's very short and simple. And if you notice on the right hand side, they're going to add their own text by Facebook. Now this is something we cannot change. The text from Facebook, they are going to do that automatically, and your little message is going to come up in bold right after that. Okay, so I'm going to say something like, please remind me about when you, or please remind me when you go live, right? So I'm doing it in their words, and I might add my little emoji. There it is, and you can see it there. Now the next thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to create this tag. Now this tag is what I'm calling the topic tag, because it's based off the topic of this particular live event that you're going to be doing on, let's say, the 15th of August. And on top of that, this is what's going to give us that token from Facebook in the back end. Okay, so let's just say event on August 15th, 2020, let's say, or whatever the year may be. So you're going to have that there. And then what's going to happen is we're now going to save that as a topic tag or a one-time notification tag for when you go live with that message when you want to send it. Okay. And then I'm going to go ahead and hit done at that point. Now, the next thing you can do here is you can send a message, you can perform an action, you can launch a new bot. So you have some choices on where you can do. Now, you can't edit the title. It says right there, ON or OTNR rules does not allow to edit the button title. Okay, so we're not able to edit this, and our system's set up to prevent you from making those mistakes anyway. So I'm going to go to send message, and here's going to be my message. Now, here's an interesting thing is I can now even ask for a second one-time notification request right here. I can add as many of these that I want, but I will caution you that you don't want to take too advantage of this because Facebook may come down and hammer you for it and delete your ability to continue to use this service. You may have to, I don't know, you may have to talk to them if you ever lose it for abusing it. And we'll talk more about that a little bit later. But for now, let's just say I want to ask for another one. So I'll say something like, success, you have been included. Also, every month we host a new call with an influencer about X, Y, Z. Would you like these future would you like these future calls? Okay, and there's so many ways you can use this. It's just off the top of my head, okay? Would you like these future calls? I can remind you about them. I can remind you about them. If so, please click on the notify button below. Okay, and add my little emoji here. And then I'm going to go ahead and add the one-time notification request again. And remember now that topic, this is going to be the topic that I'm filling out. It says describe topic for your future follow-up. So the topic is going to be, yes, I would like to be reminded about these calls in the future. Okay, and then I can add my little emoji here to see if it has enough room. It might not. Let me just add a little backspace. Okay, perfect. I just made that fit barely, and you can see on the right-hand side exactly how that's going to look. So it says get notified. Yes, I would like to be reminded about these calls in the future. Please click the notify me button. You may receive a message from Carl Schuckert in the future about this topic. Okay, and then I have to add my tag here, right? So future calls on XYZ, whatever that case may be. Hit enter, there it is, and then hit done. Now handle that validation for us. And then of course we still want to add something to this button. So I can again perform an action, which would subscribe them to a sequence. Maybe you've pre-built this, or I'm going to just send a message, or I'm going to launch a new bot. So right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to say launch a new bot. So I'm going to fill this one out. Sounds great. We will be in touch with you soon. Enjoy the rest of your day. And if you need anything, please let us know. Something like that, okay? Always got to have good customer service, and you can add your emojis or something like that here, possibly, and you're good to go. So that's basically the way that you're going to be able to set up that first message. Again, you can add these to the backs or the back end, or you could create something like this and then just add the trigger on a action node. So that way, and people first get interaction with you, you're immediately getting some of these tags on them, especially if you do a monthly promotion or something like that about your business. And also your favorite, your best fans and your best buyers and customers are going to gladly click on there. All right, so let's move on to the next part here, which is going to be creating your follow-up message and firing off that topic tag, the one-time notification. Okay, so now let's say someone has gone through your funnels or they've opted into these somehow, somewhere, on these many different subscriber tools that we have. Now what we need to do is when we go live. So let's say like the 15th is coming up and I want to go live for this first one that I want to use. Okay. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to create a bot, and this is going to be the reminder bot for one-time notifications on August 15th. I think that's what I wrote down. And then again, make sure to add your group if you have one, and then hit save. So let that load up. Okay, now that that's loaded up, so now we're going to use a certain token. And in order for us to use that particular token, we need to go into the settings area. Okay, so once you go to the settings area, you're going to want to turn this on. Okay, you're going to want to make sure that you turn this part on and leave it on promotional because it's going to be a promotional message. And that's how that part works, okay? Then you can now start to fill out this node. Now, the rule that they allow you to do is they're only going to allow you to use one element here, okay? So you can see I've already got an element here, so it's not letting me use any other of these elements because I've already got one used. So if I wanted to delete this and then I wanted to use one of these elements, I can. Now, there's certain elements that you can't use, but the ones that you can use is text, image, card, gallery, video, file, audio, and then these ones you cannot use at that point. Okay, now you still could use it inside the bot, but the very first sequence or the very first segment is not going to allow you to send that message with this. It's going to want you to do like a text or something like that. Now you could do like a video, and you can add buttons right below that video if you wanted to. Gets a lot of great engagement or something like that. You could do an image with a button below. You could do a gallery with a bunch of different buttons below. You could do you're not going to be able to do a file or an audio because you're not really having buttons. You do have quick replies though, so you could technically do a quick reply under that. Same with file. But really, you're probably going to just do some text. I mean, you could do an image with a button, but really you're going to do just a text typically, or you might do a card or something like that. But typically, I'm just going to do a text, right? We're going to keep it simple here. So I'm going to add my little emoji, a little, fire button or something here. I don't think it went. I don't think it took. A little fire button, a little personalization, and you'll say, we are going live on our call. Uh, on our call today, or you might be sending them to a webinar registration at that point, and then you could just get them to re-opt in for another one of these for when you go live. Okay, that's another way you could use this. But let's just say, Fire, we're going live on our call. Would you be able to join us? Click the button below. Okay, use my little emoji here, little down button. Now I'd add my button here that says, yes, let me join. Okay, and then that's going to go to a website. That website's going to be my Google site, but really it's going to go to the webinar live page or the streaming or wherever it's at. Maybe it's a Facebook Live or something like that. And then I'm going to hit done. Now I'm going to add another button that says, cannot make it. And I'm going to have this send a new message. And on the new message, it's going to say, oh, darn. How about the replays? ... or ... question mark. Yes. Yes, give me the replays. Oh, that's too many letters. So I'll just say, give me the replays. And then from there, we could set up a message. When the replays come out, we could set up another one-time notification request. You could use that as much as you want, but I'm going to just go to, let's just say, a website that has a replay already built in, something like that. Maybe it's a live video or something like that. But again, like I said, you could use this many ways. You could go back and let's just say I wanted to come here and I wanted to create an action, and then I wanted to connect this action into here. And then in this action, I could actually set up a sequence. So let's say I wanted to add them to, not a segment. Let me delete that. I wanted to add them to a sequence. So I wanted to subscribe someone to a sequence. And then let's just say it was just this one-time notification sequence in the future. Then I would do that. And then from here, I would just delete this and it would say, oh darn, how about the replays? Or oh darn, we'll send you the replays. Oh darn, no worries. I will send you the replays tonight. Talk soon. Now, the biggest thing is that I might want to try to get them to connect again with a one-time notification here, especially for like a webinar, because I might say like, hey, would you like to get all, be reminded when all of these replays come down, or would you like to be reminded when all of the replays are up? Maybe you're doing a workshop type of thing or a masterclass type of thing, then that would work really good for that. But the idea is just to kind of keep them coming through here perpetually. And of course, you're going to lose some people, but then that's where you can use ads and you could use sponsored messaging at that point. So that way, but like I said, your biggest clients, your biggest customers, your biggest fans are the ones that are always going to want your information. They're always getting your content, and it's going to save you some money down the road in that sense. But then you can also win back other people by just doing sponsored messaging in the future. Okay, so the next thing here we're going to talk about here is sending using cast engage or sequences. Okay, so basically you guys should know how to use this, but if you go into cast engage, I just wanted to basically show you how this works. So if you go into cast engage at this point, basically you're going to be able to send it from there. So let's just say I've got the tag set up, or it's going to perpetually build new tags, and then in the future, we're already in August anyway, but let's just say the 25th was when it was going to go live. I can go to tags, and now you can see this new one-time notification tag. And once you click on the one-time notification tag, you're going to be able to click the one that you want. So event on August the 15th, 2020. And then I'm also now going to be able to pick the only conversations that are available with that tag. So here's the reminder for that particular tag. And then I can name it here, and I could pick the time and date. It's going to be based off my own local. That's based off of in the settings area. And then I'm going to hit save. And there it is. And you can see it's using the orange color. So that way you can see it there. Now the other way you can do this is under evergreen sequences and reminder sequences as well. I'm not going to go into that, just go through the tutorials that are built for that. And then from there you'll learn how to do it. It's the same exact thing. It's the same exact way. You'll just have that particular message being sent at that time. Okay. And that's how that works. And then I want to go back and show you, I think, one other thing. And that is going to be, I want to show you using management or subscriber management, contact management or subscriber management. So when you go down to subscribers, you'll see where it says subscriber management. It might say contact management because that's something we're moving to. Once you click on there, it's going to actually open up all of your management. And this is let's see, which account is this? Oh, it's not going to really matter. So what you can do here is you can filter by those tags. So I can come in here and look at the filter, and then I can find the tag that I want to filter by. And basically I'm just going to hit add, and then you'll be able to see who was filtered based off of that tag in your system. So let's just say you wanted to get a count of how many people actually click the button when they have the opportunity to, and that's going to give you that opportunity to do that at that point. So some final thoughts and some Q&A. So one of the questions that you might be thinking is, can you use the notifications more than once? Now, this is a yes and a no question, okay? You can use the same one-time notification request topic tag over and over again, but they must be reset with a new permission each time, okay? You can't also keep adding someone once they've already been added to that tag. So let's just say you use it, like if it's a time-based, it'll be the best way because all the people who use that token will be off of it, and then you can offer that same token again after that point to the same people. You can also create as many one-time notification request topic tags as you want or as you see fit, providing that you follow Facebook's rules and policies. And I'll kind of talk about that a little bit more here in just a second. Another good question is someone might ask, how long do the topic tags stay good? Well, you must use them within a year. However, they do renew, like I was saying before, that year-long window if you reuse them. So if you decide you want to make one tag for when you go live on Facebook or something like that, then you can keep using that over and over again. You're going to probably send the message out to everybody within a year. If you don't, then you're going to lose those people in there. So you do have some time, and 1 year is plenty of time because you don't want to interrupt people beyond that scope of time, okay? Now here's some don'ts, okay? One is don't confuse, deceive, defraud, mislead, spam, or surprise anyone. Make sure that there is a clear and obvious relationship between the prompt and the content of the message. The content of the one-time notification request and the message must comply with community standards. And inside of our knowledge base, you'll find lots of links for that. Also, don't incentivize this action. Don't promise users money or equivalent to sign up for messages. Okay, you cannot bribe people to use them. This is very important that you do not misuse this, okay? Now, violating any of the above or receiving a high volume of negative user feedback could result in losing access to the one-time notification token tag topic in the future, as you have to ask for access, and pages that receive higher volumes of negative user feedback or that confuse, deceive, defraud, mislead, or negatively surprise users will lose access to that API, okay? Now this does conclude, so be sure to read the one-time notification knowledge base and follow Facebook's policies. Now I do want to show you, I think I have it up here. You'll see under here where you're seeing the video. Just make sure to read through this. I think it's going to help you get a better understanding of exactly how to use this and how to set this up, not only of this video, but just to make sure you're using it right and that you understand it, okay? Facebook did give us a really good gift by allowing us to do this, especially after they took the +1 and they got rid of a lot of tags that people were abusing anyway, and that's why we lost them. So be sure you do a good job. You're smart as a marketer. You're actually serving value to your list, and you don't have very many complaints, and you should have no issues. All right, guys, this is Carl Schuckert. If you need any help and support and you can't find it inside of our knowledge base, by all means, open up a support ticket on the right-hand side. We'll be happy to help you guys out. And also, if you're on YouTube, make sure to smash the subscribe button so you don't miss anything in the future. Thanks, and we'll talk to you guys soon.